Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm one of the interpreters here at Brattonsville. Right now we're in the McConnell's house, which is an example of a middle-class home from during the time of the Revolution. We're going to talk about some of the things that people ate during the American Revolution here in the backcountry. There weren't stores to go out to, so they were eating what they could raise in their garden, or the animals they could raise on their farm, or what they could go hunting for. And I've got some examples here that we're going to cook up and have a look at how that works. So, we're going to make now something called Scotch eggs or forced eggs. To do that you need boiled eggs with the peels off. Sometimes I get a little confused about whether or not the shells need to come off. But the shells do need to come off. You don't want to eat those. And we're going to wrap them in sausage. So I've got an egg here that's all boiled, and I've got some nice raw sausage. Yay! And we're going to wrap it around, make a little pancake out of it. It's stuck to my hands. And then we wrap some around here. Keep wrapping it around there. Until we've got the whole egg covered, just like that. And then it's ready to go in the frying pan.
You want to?
Well, to get our frying pan going, we don't actually cook over the fire. We cook over the hot coals. So I need to get some nice hot coals out here. Okay. So I can get my frying pan to heat up. Then I need my frying pan, which you will notice has long legs on it. That's to keep it up, because if it were flat bottomed and it sat on top of the coals, it would slide off. The legs keep it up high enough that it won't slide off and my food won't slosh around in the pan. Our eggs are all wrapped in sausage. I'm going to put them in our frying pan. And then we'll just need to roll them around a little bit here while they cook. Turn them over every now and then so they get nice and brown all the way around. And this is a lot of calories. So when you're working really hard on your farm all day, this is a good thing to have. And once it's all fried up, you can wrap it up in a napkin and take it out with you when you go out to work in the field. So while our sausage and eggs are cooking, our forced eggs are cooking, we should talk about the importance of pork in the diet in the backcountry. Pigs were really easy to raise. You turn them loose out in the woods, they go find their own food, so you don't have to feed them very much. They take care of themselves. You put out corn every now and then so they remember where they live. We're not talking about, Wilbur. We're talking about a 300-pound hog. There's not a whole lot out in the woods that's going to mess with it until it's time for it to come in and become bacon. Another reason that they did a lot of pork was that it renews itself pretty easily. A cow is going to have 1 or 2 babies. Chickens are going to lay eggs, but unless you've got a coop for them, they're laying eggs all over the place. And also, if you kill the chicken and eat it, you're not going to get any more eggs. Pigs will have a litter. They will have as many as 10 babies at a time, and they can do that 3 times a year. So you have a mom pig and a dad pig, and at the end of a year, you could have 30 pigs running around in the woods, which is a whole lot of pork to feed your family. So that's why they used a lot of pork while they were living in the backcountry. It was easy, and it was a renewable resource. So another thing that they cooked a lot with back then was corn. Corn was something that the Native Americans were growing before the Europeans came here. It was fairly easy to grow. It was easy to store, to dry and to store, and so they're having corn with their pork at pretty much every meal. And what we're going to make are corn cakes, or Johnny cakes. In some parts of the country they call them hoe cakes. In a lot of places you'll see directions for making them that have eggs and molasses and sugar and all kinds of things in them. But we're going to do it the backcountry way, which is a lot simpler and a bit of a different taste. So what we have here is some cornmeal, and that's the corn has been dried and ground up, and there were mills here in the area that were doing that. We're going to add a little bit of salt. So I've got some salt right here. Salt that. Salt that. And then we're going to get a little hot water from our pan over the fireplace. Dump it right in there. Stir it up. And those are our ingredients right there. Hot water, salt, and cornmeal. And if you try making this at home, you will find that it tastes a lot like a stale Dorito with no flavoring on the outside of it. So you're going to take it up and make a nice little patty out of it. We're going to fry our nice little patties in our frying pan. And now I've taken my corn cakes, my Johnny cakes, and put them in the frying pan. And they'll fry up there. We'll fry them a little bit, and then we'll flip them over so they're brown on both sides. The term Johnny cake actually comes from journey cake, because you could take the cornmeal with you on a trip and then find water along the way and put it together while you were traveling. Okay, and the last thing that we're going to make today is we're going to fry some cucumbers. We're going to cook from our vegetable garden. Fresh food is something that you really want in the spring and the summer because it's hard to get cucumbers and things like that when it's wintertime and you don't have a grocery store to go to. But this, we're going to cook with a cucumber. We're going to fry it up. So first we're going to slice it into little bitty slices. If you've ever had fried okra or fried squash, this is a lot like that. So I've got some cornmeal in here, just like we made the Johnny cakes with. Got a little bit of salt to it. And then we're just gonna throw these guys in here. Get them all nice and covered in cornmeal. You can also use white flour for this. So once they're good and coated, they are ready to go in the frying pan. Cucumber. We need a good bit of grease in the frying pan. And we're gonna set them in there and let them fry. We're going to fry them to a nice golden brown. So here's our meal. We've got our meat, we've got our bread, we've got our vegetable. It's all fried in one pan, you probably noticed. So there's a minimum of dirty dishes. And it's a meal that a lot of folks in the backcountry would have been eating back then. Now these recipes and a lot of others are available in a lot of different cookbooks, but we like to use the Backcountry Housewife. Thank you for hanging out with me and cooking up a meal, and we hope to see you here at Grottonsville soon.